Nation. Little bitch, I'm from New York, yeah. You know where I'm from, nigga.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Boudini Mussolini. We got another podcast going down with your boy Royalty Rentals. This is going to be an interesting one, but I'm going to have him introduce himself. Introduce yourself, King.
What's going on, man? I go by the name of Tone, a.k.a. Tone Capone from the group home. You got to say the whole thing is like a Trap Called Quest. You know what I'm saying? A.k.a. Royalty Rentals, as everybody might know. You know?
Okay, now check this out. I was going to start this off with a questionnaire, but we was already talking about business. So, you know, going back into the conversation about business, we was talking about how it's important to focus on what direction you're going in the business and how you speak. Because speaking in different settings is important. Right. And I was telling this gentleman right here how well I think he speak on every network. And he was giving me an insight on why that's important.
Yeah. Yeah, man, listen, at the end of the day, man, first of all, we're all here for the same reason, right? We're all here to make money, make bread, and elevate and graduate onto the next level because there's levels. Mm-hmm. There's levels. Just when you think you got it, that's why I'm so humble, too, because just when there's somebody else out there with extra, with more money than you, more whatever than you. You know what I'm saying? So, there's always another level. But in order to graduate to the next level, you gotta be able to change the way you speak, change the way you dress, change the way you present yourself, because at the end of the day, that first impression means everything.
And you learn that, in life too. Because I tell my example of that is, people know how to act when they walk in that courtroom. You see them speak different.
Yeah.
They talk different immediately. Yeah. Yes, Your Honor, no, sir. You ain't learn that out in the streets. So that's just an example right there to show you that anywhere you go, you got to chameleon yourself to that situation. You got to learn how to adjust. And him speaking well is something that I noticed, and that's something that I always looked at like, damn, yeah, that's fire right there, because not everybody know how to take them words and put them together like that.
Fact. And just to add to that, I fired my attorney one day because he showed up to court. I was dressed better than him. I'm like, yo, bro, like how you representing me? And I came here for my first impression. You know what I'm saying? You can't get a second chance at a first impression, bro. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
He had half his shirt tucked in, half his shirt tucked out. I was like, oh, nah, man.
My father told me a while ago, your first impression is your last.
Yeah.
So that meant I always kept that in my mind, because that's a true statement. Yeah. Like, when you meet people and you see how they move, it's important for you to present yourself a certain way. But outside of that, let's talk about this rental car business.
Let's talk about it.
Because I'm into the cars.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So, first of all, when did you start the business?
Well, first and foremost, and I don't mean to. Can I curse on that? I don't mean.
You could say this.
I don't mean to fuck your whole interview up. But I'm gonna lead with this though, because a lot of people get the misconception of, you know what I'm saying? Oh, royalty rentals, and they come to me with their cars, and they're like, yo, can you rent this out for me? And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm really into the real estate game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So every car that you see me have, it represents another property that I purchased.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So my first property was in Long Island, in Roosevelt. You know what I'm saying? I bought that when I was in my 20s, my early 20s, 21, 22, somewhere in that group. And, I closed on the property. I came that day with the key, put the key in the door. Some dude was on a bike, and he's riding by. And he's like, yo, you just bought this house? And I'm like, yeah, I'm all happy, yeah. He's like, yo, my boy got shot right here. And I was like, oh, shit. I'm from Brooklyn. Yo, I'm from Brooklyn. So in my mind, everything's concrete. So you come to Long Island, everything is grass, and you got picket fences. But at the end of the day, I didn't know that there's hoods in Long Island, too. And I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So coming from Brooklyn, I didn't know. So what ended up happening was I was like, you know what? Fuck it, you know what I'm saying? It's still a better life than the East, in Eastern Europe. So I started moving my shit, and I bought a flat screen TV, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, come back the next day, all my shit's gone.
Oh, you got booked.
Yo, son, the violation.
What neighborhood was you in? What neighborhood?
Roosevelt. Son, yo, the violation of having somebody come onto your property and you not there and you can't do nothing about it. You just looking around like, what the fuck? Son, that's the difference. So I ended up renting it out. I was like, yo, fuck this. I'm going to stay in Brooklyn. Stay in my crib in Brooklyn. I'll just rent the shit out. And that's when I realized that my mortgage is only $936 and I'm getting $2,500. That sounds good. You know what I'm saying? So the return was great. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep going with these. I'm going to keep going with these properties, because all those properties in those neighborhoods were going for cheap. Meanwhile, the properties in Brooklyn, you couldn't touch them for $1 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be a POS, piece of shit property, and it's almost $1 million.
So you started in real estate.
Yeah, I started in real estate. Yeah, so like I said, I didn't want to be that young black kid that had a nice car without a property, without some place to park it and shit. So
Now, what directed you to real estate? Like,
I said that was the reason right there.
you just went like, yo, you already knew that you wanted to do real estate, so
Well,
you just got right into it?
Yeah, well, see, that's what I said. So, in order for me to get that, because I always love cars. Cars is like my thing. You know what I'm saying? So, in order for me to get a nice car, I would first buy a piece of property. So, all my plates say paid for because it's paid for by another piece of property.
Oh, you was a genius from the beginning, huh? Oh, yeah, there's no, you was a genius from the beginning. That's crazy right there, okay.
And then what ended up happening was people would always see the nice cars, and it would always be a revolving door of somebody else asking me, yo, my neighbor's uncle's son has a wedding, a prom, a sweet 16, a birthday party. Can I use your car? And I would just do it because pulling up a Lambo in the hood, you seeing a kid's face, the smiles, the excitement, you know what I'm saying? It makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? I would just do it off of GP, but after a while, I couldn't be 7 places at one time, so it transitioned into a business. I had to start charging people. So I didn't choose the business. Business chose me, if you want to say.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So now, fast forward to the future. Now I got all these expenses and bills. Now I'm taking it serious. Now I'm like, yo, we need to find a way to do marketing, SEO marketing, all this, different type of promotions and stuff. Now I got to advertise,
Yo, 50 Cent got a line where he says, he tells you, he goes about marketing. He tells you about marketing. He tells you about putting people involved in your life
Position,
as deposits and withdrawals, right? And this was a very interesting conversation that he had. Now, as far as you, being that you came into the real estate business, I'm pretty sure it doesn't take like a crowd of people. That's something you came up with on your own. Did you have like investors, or you just knew a route to go? Because I always wanted to get into that business. I just didn't really know the route. So I'm kind of learning from you as you speak on that.
Yeah, well, my investor is the U.S. government. Because we
There you
all got
go.
the same opportunity, you know what I'm saying? In this country, they have something that's called that credit-based system, right? Well, you got Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. You know what I'm saying? Those are the 3 people responsible for your credit score, your FICO score. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they'll give you money as long as you have good history. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, you don't really need, too many investors in the beginning. You could just get things done yourself.
Good credit.
All you got to do is
Work on your credit.
play the game. I call it a game.
Okay. Do you have property anywhere else besides New York?
I have I have property in Florida also, but I try to stick to one area only because when you start buying properties all over, God forbid something happens with a tenant or something happens with the property.
Yeah, you gotta be
You
there.
have to rely on a property manager. You gotta, that's just you're just minimizing your profit margin. You know what I'm saying? I try to make as much money as possible doing this shit.
So one of my questions was going to be on my questionnaire was going to be, what's a better business to go into, the real estate business or the car rental business? So I guess that already speaks for itself. There's no need to even ask that question.
Well, listen, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? Because I do have some private investors that have cars because, again, I'm not into telling people to rent out their cars for other people to drive. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen the numbers of people that, rent out cars.
Right.
They're pulling in $30,000 a month easy on one car. You know what I'm saying? They're paying the minimum on a car payment. I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? But those are all short-term, investments because the manufacturer's going to change the body style. The car's going to break down. The car's going to get in an accident. The question is, where on that timeline is it going to happen? You know what I'm saying? So it all depends what type of investor you are. You're the one that want to play it safe. You don't want to bet it all on black. You know what I'm saying? Those people who take those chances, they get more return on their money usually.
Right.
So it all depends on who you are as a person. I can't tell a man what to do. You know what I'm saying?
With his vehicle. All right, so roughly, I want to ask you this one. Roughly, to rent a luxury vehicle, what's the going rate?
It all depends, obviously, on what kind of car it is. So most of my cars come with drivers by the hour. I do have some cars that you can drive yourself. But let's just say, if you're doing, I don't know, Euros.
Rolls-
Euros.
yeah, euros.
Lamborghini Urus, right? So that's about $1,000 for the day. You know.
So roughly about $1,500 for like Lamborghini, Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
Bentley.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fire. I was trying to get into that business too. I was going to tap on your line for that.
Yeah.
But okay. Now, I be seeing you online. You be private jets all over the world. Where's the most interesting place that you've been to? I know you've been some places. First of all, where have you been?
Oh man, there's a whole list of places I've been. I've traveled the world. You know. Now I think we're trying to find places that are not as common to visit. You know. But I would say they're all unique in their own way. You know, I go there. We go there for food. You know, to try different foods, architecture, because I enjoy seeing what was built years ago.
Right.
And the culture, seeing the way they dress, seeing the way that's why I enjoy. I enjoy that. You know, it's a little different than just going down to South Beach.
You went to Dubai. I saw you online.
Yeah,
You was in Dubai.
I took the whole family to Dubai. That was a little different. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's one thing going on vacation. When you leave your kids at home, it's like, I see people that, they go on vacation, they leave their kids at home, they leave their family at home. Nah, the new wave, you bring your whole family on vacation, which you bring everybody. You know what I'm saying?
You are very inspirational, brother.
appreciate that.
I can't even front. All right, so I'm gonna ask you a couple of these questions that I wrote down. Okay. Have you ever rented a car to like a famous person? And if so, who was the famous person?
Well, I rent cars to famous people all the time. It's the irony is, the most of the famous people you rent to, they're the ones who don't want to pay. You know what I'm saying? So they're the ones, and it's the people who are up and coming who are watching the famous people with those cars, and they're the the up and coming people motherfuckers who are paying. Famous people feel like they have a name. I can't name who they are because it might be a little.
Okay. Question: why is that?
That's the topic. I'm gonna tell. I could tell you this. This is what I could tell you. I had one scenario where I had to provide 5 white cars for a Brooklyn artist. I'm not gonna say who it is. Still, I still have respect for them. And by the end of the conversation, they didn't want to pay. They was just like, "Yo, listen, I'll shout you out on the gram. You could even come backstage with us, this and that, third." And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm not trying to go backstage. I need to pay these bills. I gotta keep these lights on." You know what I'm saying? And that person was like, "Yo," he says, "Listen, me shouting you on the gram, you can't pay for that. You can't pay for that." He kept saying that, and I was just like, I get it. And some people was like, "Yo, bro, like, you should have took that deal. Like, that's." And I'm telling him, I'm like, "Yo, bro, you're my favorite artist, bro. Like, you're my." At that time it was Pandora. I was like, "You my Pandora, bro. Like, you my favorite. Oh, why we even argue over prices?" You know what I'm saying? So, it's it gets like I said, those type of clients, like I said, I have all of them.
All right. So I'm gonna say this. This is just from my viewpoint on being around, right? The only reason I could see something like that and even happening is because a lot of times the artists, right, they look at the value of who they are.
Right.
Some of these niggas is $1 million dudes.
Right.
Jay-Z only got to say your name and it's over.
It's over.
It's over, bro. You gone. You understand what I'm saying? So depending on who the artist was, like, I get it, but as a man, I get you.
Yeah. No, I agree. Like
I get you.
People. Every time I tell this story and I tell you who it was, they be like, "Yo, bro, you wild. You should have took that deal." But at the time, I couldn't even afford it.
Right.
I couldn't afford it. I can't afford to pay all these drivers. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not gonna show up on time. I know you're gonna be late. I know this is gonna be extra time, which is exactly what happened. So now I gotta come out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't afford it, but my bills are too high.
So in the end of the day, the man saying you can't pay for that, you looking at him like, I really can't pay for that. Like, you bugging. I get it, because it all depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, my father always told me, you got to lose to win.
Yeah.
I never knew what the fuck that meant. I was like, losing, win? I'm not about to lose nothing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, sometimes you do got to do that. You got to take one of those, because sometimes, bro, you see how what you doing out here in the real estate world and in the rental world and stuff like that? we be looking at these celebrities, it be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't be sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to certain artists and celebrities, they be caught up in a lot of shit where they can't just be throwing money to the side like that either.
Yeah.
But they do be having it, and it depends on what you invest your money in. And I guess when it comes to royalty rentals, this is no games. You got to come with that bag. And that's that.
That's a fact. But you know, also, like, one of my affirmations for this year was to entertain more of, you know, those type of clients. Like, for example, I've never done a podcast yet. This is my first podcast. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. Everybody's always asking me, yo, I need you to come on my podcast. I'm like, bro, I don't got no time for that. This is my first podcast. So I start this year, you caught me at a good time. Because this year, I was like, you know what, I'm going to start entertaining some more of those type of things. So now when celebrities come to me and they're like, oh, I need this and a third, I'm like, all right, cool, this is what we're going to do. I got a structure for you. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate me being your first podcast. That means a lot to me. On some real shit, that means a lot to me. And I ain't gonna make you look bad. We're gonna do this real good. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've been around the block too. I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? And I go on my Instagram and I look at the interest in people. Like, I'm interested in cars and stuff. Like, I've been watching you for a minute. I'm coming to get one of them cars too. I want you to. Now, moving forward, personal cars.
Okay.
Do you have, is your personal cars luxury cars, or just tell me what your preference in personal cars are?
Well, what do you consider personal? Like my everyday car?
Like your everyday car?
My everyday car is a Ford Taurus. I drive a Ford every single day. That me driving a Bentley or Rolls Royce or Lambo every single day, for me personally, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? I like to stay low key, and I feel like every single time I drive those cars, it's cameras out, it's people coming up to you, hey, what do you do? What do you do? And don't get me wrong, I enjoy telling people what I do because I want to motivate other people to do certain things also. But at the same time, it does get annoying because I used to, back in the day when you would see somebody driving a nice car and you'd be like, oh, nice car, and the person looks at you and they roll up their window, they lock the doors. That feeling, I never wanted to, produce that on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always the type of person, I want to tell you what to do, what you got to get done. But I could understand how it gets annoying. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay low key all through, on a normal day. My perfect car would have been an Escalade. Probably if I had to do an everyday car, probably be an Escalade though.
An Escalade.
Yeah, black Escalade.
Most artists pick that car.
Yeah.
Every artist friend that I have, they ride an Escalade. Bemmy, Waka, all them dudes, they ride an Escalade. Yeah. That's a fact. And when I went around, like when I went to the Barclays, it was like to see shows and shit. Escalades, boy.
Escalades straight.
They should have had a camera there. The commercial should have been at the Barclay.
Yeah. The Escalade is like it's like a pair of forces. A pair of Air Forces. You don't know if the person got money or if they don't got money. You know what I'm saying? It's either it's clean and crispy or it's fucked up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that perfect medium.
That's a fact. You can't eat them Escalades. They don't even go out. They like the Timberland boots.
Yeah, facts.
Like the Tim, them shits ain't going nowhere. They gonna stand strong.
Forces, they just there.
Now another question. As a kid, what was your favorite car growing up? Like your ideal car that you wanted, as your dream car.
Yeah. So my favorite car growing up was a Lamborghini, Murcielago. Murcielago. Ever since Bus, shout out to Bus, shout out to Special. Anytime they put that, he had that flip mode front plate on there.
The green one?
It was either green or orange, I forgot.
Lime green.
I think it was lime green, you're right.
It was lime green with lime green rims.
Yeah, facts. Snapple fact. Yo, when Bus had that shit, bro, growing up as a kid, I was like, yo, this shit is fire. Fire, bro. So there's, so that motivates, that's another thing that, sometimes you meet people in life, they all motivate you to get to a certain place. You know what I'm saying? So especially, when you see it firsthand, and you're able to actually visualize it and touch it and see it and be like, yo, this is possible. You know what I'm saying? That's all motivation. But like I said, when Bus had that Murcielago, that made me want to get a Murcielago. That made me want to get a Lamborghini. To the point where I even bought. Back then people was putting, at the time 17-inch rims was tough. It was one of the biggest sizes you get, 17, 18s. And at that time I was like, and so they was putting TVs and door panels and license plates that flip over and all kind of crazy stuff. And at that time, I was like, yo, if I can't afford a Murcielago, I'm gonna build one from scratch out of a kit. And I bought this fucking kit from fucking from California or China or some shit. Yo, bro, I spent some money on that kit car, and it's a Murcielago sitting in the hood. It was just a shell. Niggas would look
What
at that
color
shit.
was it?
It was, at the time it was just a shell. I had to get it sprayed. I was gonna put TVs in the door panels, on the headrest, all kind of crazy shit. I was like, yo, this is gonna be better than a Lambo. And then somebody was like, yo, bro, son, I don't care how much you hook that shit up, son. That shit not gonna sound like a Lambo, and it's not gonna drive like a Lambo. And I was like, and I started thinking about this shit, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna look good, because I'm gonna make sure it look good, candy paint, all that shit. And then I ended up renting a Lambo. And when I rented the shit, I was like, yo, there's no comparison, bro. You can't fake this shit.
You had the Honda Largo.
You pulling a Lambo up to the Honda dealership like, yo, I need an oil change. You know, but but I ended up renting one. The shit, and then immediately after, I went out and bought one. I ended up buying at the time, I was thinking I couldn't afford the Murcielago, so I went out and bought the Gallardo, or Gallardo, some people say. And the minute I had that car, nigga, my whole life changed. That shit just felt like money, and I just kept grinding after that, you know.
Okay, usually it's in our nature to have a hunger for more. Now that you reached that car, is there another car that you went? Because usually when we get what we want, we go somewhere else with it. You know what I'm saying? So, you got another one that you trying to?
To be honest with you, there's a lot of cars out there that that I'm interested in. But at the end of the day, at this point, it's all about specs.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the car. You start getting a little deeper into how, the build, how many did they make, what the resale might be, things like that,
Okay, now this is a question for a car person. Sports luxury vehicles like the McLaren, the Porsche, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini. From your experience, which one of those cars do you feel is the best one?
Well, I'm a Lambo guy all day. So, I'm cut between Lambo and Rolls Royce, So, but I like them for different reasons. So every car has a different feeling. You know what I'm saying? Every car has a different feeling for me. So I can't just limit it to, one brand, one manufacturer. I can tell you cars I don't like, because you drive them and they feel, they don't.
Which ones is that?
I don't want to say, because
All right, don't say that. So, cause we still promote all that
still
shit.
promoting all of them.
All right, so Lambo is that motherfucker. That company been on every time I ask somebody. I got a nephew. His name is Zay Lambo.
Okay.
You already know what his favorite car is. I don't even got to tell you, but that's been his favorite one. Mine, I'm not gonna lie. I like the look of the McLaren for some reason, but I just don't think it's a good car. Yeah, that's the one that I like the most.
720S.
I like that one. It got the look, but my nephew kind of talked me out of that and was like, "Nigga, the Aventador will smoke that, smash it, and everything else." So,
well, it's really at that point it's really about the driver. It's all about the driver. But at the same time, I'm not, and a lot of people may disagree with me, but I don't buy these cars to drive fast. My shit look fast in park. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have nothing to prove to you. I have nothing to prove to you.
Yo, you said your shit look fast in park?
Fast in park, bro. I have nothing to prove to you.
I gotta use that one. I gotta steal that one from you, brother.
So if you like that 720S, get it, bro. Like, don't let nobody talk you out of it. Don't let nobody discourage you from getting it. Like, the fuck?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
See, the thing about it is, first of all, number one is, I really don't got the money for it right now. I'm keeping it on.
You can't say that, though. You can't say you don't have the money for it. You got to say that. You got to say
it's not the right time.
Not the right time. Like
it's not the right time.
Because you know what happens is you start speaking these things into existence.
That's a fact.
The tongue is sharp as hell. Because I would have never believed that I could say that there's a helicopter behind my house right now. But I just want to push the envelope.
That was one of my questions.
It was. I'm going too fast.
Well, look, no. You went right on cue. You right on cue. All right. So the helicopter.
Yeah.
What's up? Talk to me about it. What's up?
You know what? Well, there's a couple different reasons, but I don't want to get into tax purposes. But first of all, a lot of people come onto these podcasts. So I be sitting back looking, They come on these podcasts and they start self-incriminating themselves and talking crazy
Yo,
to the U.S. government. I be like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, what y'all just doing?
Sold a brick when
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
That's crazy shit. I threw two of them at my man in it.
No, but so anyway, I bought that for, listen, like I said, there's always another level, and I'm just gonna be completely transparent because a lot of people they go through depression. Depression is big, you know what I'm saying? And what happens is because I'm such of a goal getter, because I never even spoke to nobody about this before, but because I'm such of a goal getter and I set these crazy goals every quarter, I have to achieve whatever those goals are. Whatever it is, by any means necessary, I got to get to that goal. You know what I'm saying? I break my goals up into smaller groups. That way I can definitely achieve it. You know what I'm saying? That way it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is if I don't get to a certain point, I feel like I didn't achieve it. So at that point when I bought the helicopter, I feel like I didn't achieve my goal for that time. The helicopter was bought with old money. So that's money I had from back in the day. So that I always fall back on old money when I need to show out.
Talk that talk, gangster.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, all right, cool. You know what? I ain't get there, but I'm going to still make it happen. I'm going to still do something to make myself feel good. You know what I'm saying? So like for instance, the only time I go to the Louis store, the only time I go to the Gucci store is when I don't feel like I accomplished enough. So I go there and I be like, oh yeah, sitting down there with the champagne. Yeah, I feel good about myself. Meanwhile, I didn't even reach my goal. Does that make sense? So it's just to make myself feel good. Nobody else cares about if you wearing Gucci or Louis. Nobody gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? When you think about it, when you break it down.
All right, I'm going to say this. I was talking to somebody recently about the materials that we wear. And I myself believe that half of the time we spend money on this shit is for the public eye.
Right.
Cause this shit don't make. I mean, when I drop that bag, that don't make me feel good. Nah. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like spending on the belt. That's just not. And you know, but it's what's going on, and it's what like even 50. Like I said, when he's one of the guys that I view on Instagram or social media, and I always listen to what he be saying, and he says some shit like, when you're going up in business, one of the things that wealthy or people that are higher up in life, they respect two things about a man: his watch and the kind of car that he drives.
Facts.
He said they always check those two things out. So you know what I'm saying? So you got to take some of these things into consideration when you're going in these places, and I always cap that. I always cap shit like that. So that being said, we was talking about chameleoning yourself in life on different levels. I know you've been on like helicopter levels. Is the viewers is not even gonna understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's another level. I'm not even gonna ask you to take it on it because I already know that the ticket be crazy on helicopters and private jets. But I mean, just where you at in life, bro. Like even to still be at that part and be like, I ain't get to where I gotta get. That just shows a go-getter mentality. Motherfuckers got to stay on that hunger mission. That's the problem. Niggas is too comfortable.
That's the key word right there, comfortable. You know what I'm saying? What I do is I keep my back against the wall. Think about it. When you was coming up and your back is against the wall, you did what you had to do. You constantly thought about it. Imagine constantly thinking about, yo, I got to keep these lights on. Yo, I got to get something to eat. Yo, I got to figure out, how I'm going to get X, Y, and Z. You're constantly thinking about it. You're constantly coming up with different types of plans to get to where you have to go. You just keep that same mentality on different levels.
You got to feed people.
And you got to feed people, right? Because you can't. I know some people say, "Oh, you can do it by yourself." Nah, in order to be a boss, you got to be able to delegate. You got to be able to put people in position. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the biggest. That's the biggest key. Is putting people in position.
Okay, now that we on that, I tell people this. Look. It's a lot of people out here claiming boss positions, but my thing is this. A leader and a boss, to me, is a person that's going to point you in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, give people positions. Some people, I don't want to talk down on nobody, but like, I was involved in gangs. the big homies. All of them that I ever seen was in positions that I never wanted to be in the end. So I always look at my journey like, yo, what the fuck? Where is this thing? So my thing is like when rappers and basketball players, you know, you see a bunch of people trying to get involved in these things, they look at the end result. They just see the TV and bitches and money and cars. And, you know, everybody gonna go for that.
Yeah.
But when it came to the gang thing, I used to look at the big homies and be like, them niggas is upstate doing 20. I'm out of this, brother. This is not, you know what? So it's all on Boston and leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These leaders out here that's running around with these young dudes directing them, a real boss will put a brother in position, bro. And this man right here is giving y'all some jewels, boss shit, for real.
Yeah,
He ain't even directing y'all in the streets. He telling y'all to get y'all credit right. Go get some Lambos in the house. You got a boat?
Nah.
You ain't interested. You ain't the water kind of guy. You just the air and land.
I am, but in New York, it's like our shit's seasonal, bro. So it's like, it's discouraging to be out there on a yacht and I can't even use this shit. I'm paying for this shit all year and I can't even use it. So, you know, if I lived most of my time in Miami, I 1000% wouldn't even be a question. You know?
So you just invest in what makes sense.
Yeah, bro.
You just invest in what makes sense. That's brother. That's why you where you at, and you know people gotta look at you and be like, what? How did it happen?
Yeah.
And you telling them, but all right, moving forward, okay. So is there any other places that you in the world that you didn't visit that you would like to go? Like, so I'm the kind of guy, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm into like Africa and shit like that, Egypt. I want to know what's going on with the country. I really believe in aliens. I think some shit is going on right now. I'm super conspiracy.
Yeah.
I'm on some serious.
That's a whole different topic.
Yeah, when I leave here, I'll be in the computer looking up, you know, where's the next portal opening? You know what I'm saying? I'm on shit like that, so I'm into it, you know. And the crazy shit is, you know, a lot of people that are strong mind, I could tell your mental is there. You know what I'm saying? There's a post with Steve Harvey, or no, it was Dick Gregory. He said once you put the glasses on, God give you these glasses, right, and you start seeing what the world really consists of. You know, I'm pretty sure you there. You know what I'm saying? Because your mental is strong. So, what's going on in the world and how you have to adjust to people. People are hard to deal with. You gotta have patience. I don't want to put you on the spot, but have you ever did time?
Me? Well, nah. I see. Okay, so what do you consider time?
Like in jail, have you ever been in prison? Have you ever gotten in any trouble with the law? Like, you know, sitting down for a minute. Not, you know if it's something simple.
You know the crazy part? Because according to the streets, nah, I ain't never been locked up. Right?
Okay.
But according to the government, I'm a menace to society.
How did that happen?
That's what I'm trying to figure out now. Because I went to apply for my gun license, and they was like, they just denied me, you know, and said, oh no, you got arrested too many times, so you know. But I never got a felony.
Yep, you never had a felony. That was my key.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, and most of my crimes were all, you know.
When you were a youth.
Yeah, I was a youth. There's nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna stick to no. You know
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna say this. As a black man, right? What you said you grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult grounds to come out from. But as a black man, you know, we have a difficult journey trying to make it to success. There's a lot of people stomping on us and pushing us down. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to find your niche, and you found one in the interest of real estate because you focused on where the money was at. That's smart. So a lot of these young dudes, I would like for you to give them a little bit of a blueprint on a direction that you think they should take. Because looking at somebody like you, bro, a lot of people want to be in your position, especially the young dudes. They don't care what they got to do. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't got to bust a gun and kill nobody. Some niggas want to just hear a person that's in a position, you know what I'm saying, doing what they got to do. So give the viewers something like towards a business angle that you could throw at them that could help them on their journey to success.
Well, first and foremost, it could be anybody because I got, you know, I mentor students as well. So I have, you know, you have people at all age groups. Mm-hmm. The very first thing is so many different avenues, but very first thing is just make sure you establish some type of business in this country. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you what you want to do, just start a business, get your business established, whether it's S corp, C corp, LLC, whatever it is, just get your formation started. Why? Because it's going to take you at least 3 years to apply for your business loan. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure you have good credit because in the beginning your personal is tied to your business. But if you take some time, you could build your business credit by itself, and that way you don't have anything tied. That second thing is advertisement. You want to make sure you promote whatever it is that you have. I don't care if you're selling cell phone cases. Obviously, you're gonna have to scale that business in order to make $1 million, whatever it is. But you want to make sure you promote, because 90% of businesses fail due to poor advertising. How do you expect somebody to know you have something if you're not even letting somebody know? And that's what discourages a lot of people when they start. They'll get into the business. They're all so happy, and they name the business after themselves, and they're so caught up on the what you're seeing right away versus the long-term goal. And that's why a lot of people get discouraged and they fail.
So how do you prevent that?
By working diligently on promotion and advertisement.
You got somebody that promotes for you, or you do your own promotions?
Well, I do most of my own promotions. There are companies out there, obviously, that you can pay to help you market. But that's all. It's all on how much money you're trying to bring in. Because obviously, the more you promote, and the more locations that you promote, the wider your span, you're gonna get more money.
Have you ever paid for promotions in your times?
I have.
So it does.
I have, but when I came in this game, it was only a couple people. Like, so for example, we're talking about my business. There was only a couple people that had Rolls Royces back then. So all roads would lead to DeMarco, True, Taj. You know what I'm saying? Special. There's only a couple people who had those cars back then. You know what I'm saying? So all roads you don't really need to promote because you're that guy. You know what I'm saying? All roads lead to you. Now they got so many different Rolls Royces out there that, oh yeah, you don't book with me? All right, cool. I know my boy, cousin's neighbor's son has a Ghost. You know what I'm saying? So they have different avenues. But so now you have to do a little more promotion if you want to succeed.
Yeah, I got a brother. He told me that any business, and when it becomes a floodgate, like when too many people start doing it, that's when you start moving yourself out of it. Just like these smoke shops. You see how everybody popped up with a smoke shop? You know what I'm saying? He's saying, like, when you see it get too crazy like that, that's when you gotta pull out of it, because it becomes a harder mission to, you know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to do the same thing, it becomes a harder mission. Now, I see that a lot of times I look on your page, you got a lot of toys. You got that Can-Am joint. So you be going out into the woods rolling with those are your personal ones, or?
Yeah. So I bought that off the fly. I don't even know why. But we, trailer that upstate. Long Island, we got a lot of property, so we're able to use those type of vehicles.
I'm about to buy me one to get up with you on that. Yeah, we gotta go out and play a little bit, because I ain't been out with y'all. I see you be having a lot of fun, brother.
Yeah.
I gotta get out. I know. What's his name? Woogie too. My boy Woogie.
Yeah,
That's my boy. He got the crazy shit about it is I bought that Ram, and Woogie got that big crazy. He got the fucking Denali.
Yeah.
Lifted up like, so I hit him on the line like, listen, I don't know how to play this lift up game. I need you to, because I was trying to get a ball.
He's the reason why I bought that UTV. With
those, word?
With those big ass wheels on it. And the funny part is I saw his shit and I was like, yo, this shit is fire. What is this? What the fuck is?
Shout out to
Again, coming from Brooklyn, I never seen that before. Like, what the fuck is that? Some shit you see in Texas in the South. I'm like, yo, what is it? He's like, yo, this is so and so. He told me what it was. He took me on some back trail. We going through the woods and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I want one of these.
Yeah.
He's the one who gave me the link. He was like, yo, da-da-da. He's like, yo, I'll help you whatever you need. He's a good dude.
Yeah, Woogie official. Shout out to my boy Wog, man. Yeah. Word, Woogie official. Word. And I be running a little lounge on Jericho Turnpike in Huntington. He hit me one night. He was supposed to pull up, but I guess he got caught up. I hit him the next day like, nigga, you're supposed to pull up. And yo, that's my boy, though, man. Wog, good
it's so
dude.
funny how we met, though. Quick story. I'm gonna make this short though. One day. So I'm driving a Lamb, and we all supposed to be going out to like a ride out and shit. And all of a sudden I get to the light, and he got that, like you said, that tall lifted truck. This motherfucker ran into the back of my Lambo. Bang!
Oh.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I hop out.
Woogie.
And he's just there like, so I'm like, yo, you know, me, I automatically get into a certain mode. I'm like, nah, yo, give me your license, I'm getting all aggressive and shit. And he's just like, yeah, man, sure, whatever, you know, this and that, right? And then he finally gets out the car, and this motherfucker's bigger than me. I'm like, oh, shit.
Nigga like 6'5" or something.
So this nigga's diesel. I'm like, oh, shit. Meanwhile, already had his license, so I had to keep the same energy. I'm like, yo, you got to pay for this, da-da. So make a long story short, yeah, he paid for everything, and he took care of everything. And come to find out, he's an actual good dude. So my initial animosity against him, I was just like I guess, you know, because I don't really get mad. So I have to tell myself, like, yo, you got to get mad right now. This is a situation where you got to get mad. Because usually I brush everything off. Like, all right, cool, don't worry, I'll figure it out. You know, so that day I was like, nah, I'm going to get mad. Fuck that. In my mind, I was just like, yo, da-da-da. I turn on DMX, I'm talking like this. Yo, my nigga, like, you, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit got crazy. Nah, shout out to him. I was supposed to meet up with him today.
Yeah, Woog is my man. Woog cool as I like Woogie, man. Yeah, shout out to Woog, though, man. That's funny as hell. I ain't know that. I did not know that's how y'all met. You still got that orange Rolls Royce?
Nah.
You got rid of that?
We got rid of that.
That shit was fire.
Yeah.
What kind of Rolls Royce was that?
That was the Dawn. Yeah. What we do is every so often we just swap cars out, or we might change the wrap on the car just to keep it fresh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You rap?
No, I don't. I mean, lyrically? Or
No.
you mean, like, rap?
I know you too cool to be
Vinyl
rapping. You make it.
Nah. Well, we do at our shop. So my partner Shaq, he got a rap shop here, and we do it in Uniondale as well.
All right, I'm gonna drop. So if I drop something off to you, I'm pretty sure we gonna.
Oh yeah, you take care of it.
All right, I'm gonna drop my beam off to you. I'm gonna drop it off. Word, I'm gonna make that same. Cause I had it for like 4 years. So I'm gonna change it to another color and then I'm gonna sell it. So I'm gonna throw it at your shop first and see what's going on. Word. But moving forward, so where's the location of the shop? Tell the people where the location is. Let us.
Yeah, so we're at 825 Nassau Road in Uniondale, Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? My partner Chuck, he takes care of the detailing, the wrapping, the tints, all that customization that you want to do for your car. You take care of it right there. I deal with the rentals. You know.
Okay, yeah, I've been there before. The shop right there, on Exit 21, right?
Yeah.
Off Southern State.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right, so what's the future plans? What we got going on?
See, future plans.
Summertime coming, brother.
Yeah, man. You know what the crazy part is? Is that I'm so used to setting these goals and making plans and stuff done. I'm trying to take a break this year and just chill and just be the old me that just don't gotta deal with no headaches and just just go with the flow. But every quarter I set goals, I set plans, you know what I'm saying? So first quarter goal was me doing my backyard, me doing the outdoor living space, so that was the first quarter goal. Second quarter goals, I really don't want to discuss it because I don't like talking about it before. It's really emotion, you know what I'm saying? So
what do you plan on when it's all said and done? Like, house, all that stuff. Where's your location? Where you plan on being at? Like, is it Miami? Is it California? Is it New York?
That's a good question, man. Because when you travel the world and you start seeing different cultures and the way people treat other people, you really get some type of insight, and you say to yourself, yo, why am I living here? Why am I putting myself in this position when I don't have to? You know what I'm saying? So there's so many different places on the world that I would act if when it's time to get the fuck out of here. To be honest with you, I don't know. I might be in Indonesia or something. I might be, you know what I'm saying? I might be somewhere. I don't know.
Damn. Yeah, because I try to explain to people, like, you just gave us the story of, like, the experience from Brooklyn to Long Island as far as, like, dealing with the real estate, right? Mm-hmm. So I got a friend, his name is Chapo, right? And he's from Brooklyn. And he was telling me experience when he bought a house coming to Wyandanch. Mm-hmm. So his story was like, he thought the same thing you thought. He's like, I'm from Brooklyn, bro. I ain't think Long Island was like, I'm going to go buy a house to get away from all of this shit. He said the funny thing about it is every time I viewed the house, the lady called me out there at 7 a.m. when nobody was outside. He said, so I never even seen who was in the neighborhood. He said, boy, I closed on this house. He said, boy, 3 days into me having this house, somebody got killed in front of my crib.
Yeah.
He said, I see the neighborhood, everybody outside hanging out. He was like, so the marketing, the way they marketed it, he was like, I didn't realize it until I got here. And he said, that's what made me change my viewpoint on what's going on anywhere you go. You know what I'm saying? So I try to explain to people, just here to Virginia, the voices change. You hear people talking in New York one way, you get to 6 hours away. Hey, yo, what's up, dog?
Yeah.
So that just tell you, bro, like the further you go, bro, the experience just gets crazier. You ain't been nowhere, bro.
Yeah, facts.
You know, you go further, the language change. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I be trying to explain to people, bro, like, you know, you got to get out there to really realize, you know, what's going on in the world. These dudes out here talking about they live in the gutter, the ghetto, the project. I be looking at these dudes like, nigga, are you serious, bro? Like, Atlanta is worse than this shit right here. Y'all niggas only got roaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get it. But, you know, I'm glad you could come from, and the most important part about brothers like us, me and you, wherever we go with this, we came from there, the bottom. It's important to understand that most of the people that make it very successful and understand the appreciation of money and life have to be from there to here. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's just my
Sample facts.
that's just my, you know, personal opinion of what I think on that. But you just happen to be one of them dudes that I look at it, I be like, all right, son's getting to the bag. It's not too many people I look at and be interested in like that, but you definitely have an interest in life. And
Well, you know what it is also. So first of all, which camera is it? Which camera are we talking to right now? This one right here,
he
right
got you. Whatever you look at, he gonna hit it.
Here's the topic. I want to make sure y'all hear me loud and clear. I don't have to touch the mic. Listen, if you feel like you are stuck, matter of fact, I want you to see my eyes, because this is some real shit. Because a lot of people go through this depression shit, and if you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you don't know what to do, you don't feel like you don't know how to get to that next level, change your environment. I'm telling you, it's the biggest thing. So if you're one of those dudes who, let's say you're on the block, hugging the block like a mailbox, and you feel like you're not pulling in the numbers you gotta do, bro, move. Change your environment, change the circle that you in, start hanging around people that's doing like-minded things. That's how you're gonna get to that next level. You know what I'm saying? So, like you just asked, where do I wanna go? I don't know where I wanna go. I've been so many places. My mind, I would have stayed only in New York, because that's all I knew.
Right.
But the minute I explored other places, it's like, yo, bro, like the cost of living is cheaper over here and I'm getting a bigger house. Why am I staying in Brooklyn with the rats? Why am I putting myself in that position? Why am I staying here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to be able to travel. You got to be able to change your environment. The minute you change your environment, you see everything else out there. You see how easy it is to make money with other people. You start seeing how, you know, bro, there's so much to talk about, man.
You just got to make it make sense, bro. And that's a fact.
People get comfortable though, because don't get me wrong, I'm comfortable with New York. I'm comfortable with America. I'm super comfortable. It's a change to be saying I'm gonna live in the Bahamas. It's a change. That's crazy. Sound crazy.
And
you know?
really, how do you expand if you don't expand? Like, how do you get places if you don't go places?
That's a fact.
It just makes sense. It go with the laws of mathematics. You know what I'm saying? Like, you sitting in one spot, bro. Come on, bro. It's universal. So let me just break it all the way down. Me, I've been in prison before.
Yeah.
I've been around the block. I've been all through this motherfucker. Long Island. I've been around Long Island for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen a lot of things. I've been places, and I plan on branching off to other places because I'm already trying to invest in something in Atlanta. I ain't gonna put it all out there, but something. You know what I'm saying? And I done went to Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm doing something over there too. But
Man, Black Hollywood.
yes.
That's just I just came back over the weekend. That's just, bro.
Yes.
They got the minute I came from the airport, and this is something else. Like the minute I came from the airport, there's an attorney. He had to be about no more than 25 years old on the billboard, black kid or guy, you know, and he had all the billboards with his face on it. And the thing is, if you're not constantly seeing things like that, and seeing the motivation, like you're not gonna think about like it's possible. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there's so much motivation down there. There's so many people doing like-minded things that you're gonna want to do something too. So you tell me you're gonna go to Atlanta, see all these motherfuckers open up restaurants and lounges and this, that, and the third, and you're gonna sit back and not do it?
Correct. Yo, listen. This is the funniest story. I went to Atlanta. I drove out there. I was in a fucking CRV with some 22s on it. And I'm out there in Atlanta, and I come from a club, and the shorty I was with, my girl at the time, catches a flat in the car. So I look, and I'm like, yo, we just get to Atlanta like that night or something. We went out that night, and she catches a flat. I don't know where I'm at. I'm at a gas station. Some dude, you know, he had to be a little homeless dude. He walks up like, yo, you know you got a flat. I'm aggravated. Like, man, if you don't get away from my car, man, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, brother. He was like, I can fix it for you.
Yeah.
I said, man, he went and got a brick, lifted my shit up. He fixes that. He put the donut on. I gave him $50. He goes, you go right around the corner, get the tire fixed. I said, it's 3 o'clock. You know, I'm used to New York.
Yeah.
Everything ain't nothing. You ain't 3 o'clock in the morning with no 22s. You bugging. So he was like, nah, go check it out, bro. I pulls up to the place. I goes down the block, pulls up to the place. They had like a club going on. The dude had every tire you could name. He said, the price he had the tires that I usually buy for that car was like $200, $180. He had the tires brand new for $89. I bought 2 of them just in case I caught. I said, you can't, in Atlanta, you can't make it up, bro. I went to a Chase bank. The whole bank was black females. They all looked like they were supermodels. I said, how did Chase do this? Who did this? Who's responsible for this? Like, so yeah, definitely Atlanta is black gold, boy. It's beautiful out there, man. But yeah, with that being said, man, I mean, I know you got shit to get to. Yeah. And I know you got business to take care of because you're a very important dude, bro. And your time is very important. I know time is money, so I definitely do appreciate you coming down.
Yeah, for sure.
This is really my first time, people. This is my first time really sitting in front of this man chopping it up. I want y'all to know. He came down. He said this is his first time doing a podcast. I respect it and I appreciate it. I hope y'all view this and share it and do everything. If you got anything you want to put out there that you got coming up or you want to promote, I'm putting this on YouTube, man. It's going on my page, so for promotional use, you know, you could throw it out there. You know.
Yeah, well, I just need your email address for the invoice for my time because I gotta write. Now listen, man. Shout out to
me.
Listen, man. Listen, you know, like I said, man, I go by the name of Tone. Royalty Rentals. You go on to royalty_rentals_NY. You know, that's the Instagram. But listen, man, we here, man. I appreciate you even inviting me over here, man.
I appreciate you coming in. With that being said, Saydat Entertainment, bro. Another successful podcast with my boy, Royalty Rentals, rental royalties. Everything is everything. 2 Black Kings. We going up, not down. I'ma holla at y'all. Say that.
Bitch, I'm from New York. You can tell by how I talk, by how I dress, how I walk. Bitch, I'm from New York. Little cocky motherfucker. Whole team ballin' like the Rucker. Bitch, I'm from New York. In the deli like please. Rappy don't